All right, so we're about 1.4 miles into hiking here. It's about, I don't know, maybe 2 in the afternoon. Segment 5 of the Hayduke Trail. Already saw 2 other through hikers, and crazy enough, one of them is my friend who lives in Salt Lake's roommate, and he actually remembered me from when I visited him. So that was pretty crazy, small world moment. But we're excited to be out here, probably hiking a little bit faster than them. So, but nice to see some other hikers and start our hike out here. All right, about 5:30 here, day 1. About 10 miles in, a little bit behind the guidebook route descriptions, has some navigation errors that cost us a couple miles, but we're here to report that the spring that we need at mile 10 is dry, but we're hoping that report is not true. So we don't really know, but we're really counting on that water. So a little bit of stress very early on here. All right, so we got down to where it said the spring was on the map, and there was no water at all, but we walked down the bed a little bit and we found some beautiful flowing water, so it was a huge relief. All right, up and rolling here, day 2. Supposed to be pretty windy today. Right now it's not too bad, but headed up and around, not over, the Henry Mountains this morning. Right, this is a spring we were told was dry yesterday, so don't always listen to the fear mongers. Pass today. Pass, taking the low elevation alternate around the Henry Mountains. Hopefully the wind's not too bad, but coming off of the Henry Mountains and back down into the desert, a little bit of snow, but nothing too bad up there. Kind of cold. It actually snow flurried for a few minutes there, but we had plenty of water and it was beautiful. But now looking forward to getting down across Tarantula Mesa and towards Capitol Reef National Park, and I can see a beautiful view everything we have in front of us. So about 1 o'clock here, just gonna keep trucking until it gets dark and we'll see where we are. All right, so we found this solar well, and there's a trough down there, but the trough was dry. We found this puddle here, so we've been filtering this. We're taking 4 or 5 liters to get to the next water source, which might not be till tomorrow afternoon. All right, this is the second of the 2 potential water sources on Tarantula Mesa, and it's completely dry. I don't see any signs of water. Yeah, if you're looking at this section, I wouldn't count on these 2. All right, we're hoping to get down off Tarantula Mesa tonight, but it's almost 7 o'clock and a crazy storm decided to blow through, so we are trying to find some junipers to pitch our tents behind and try to block some of the winds. It's about 1 a.m. night number 2. Just trying to give you a sense of how crazy the wind is up here. It's been like this since we were forced to camp up here. Yep, just like that. All right, here's the crux on the descent off Tarantula Mesa. See a cairn up there, and then you got these ledges here, and then some boulders. It wasn't too bad. Jamie was able to just kind of leap of faith it, and then I handed him my pack, and I was able to just kind of scooch my rear end off the side of that rock. Hop down here, it wasn't too bad, even with a healing shoulder. Rubble field to get off of Tarantula Mesa. Almost down. It will feel good to be down. Good morning, day number 3. Last night was probably the windiest night I've ever had sleeping outside. It was just relentless, insane. I was glad that my tent held through the wind, and I was relatively comfortable. Jamie didn't sleep very well. I slept. And then this morning we had the insane descent off of Tarantula Mesa. We had some little bit of trouble finding the route down, but once we did, it was easy. The crux move wasn't too bad, even for someone with a messed up shoulder like me. So now we're just walking on this wash. We are kind of came to a little pour off up here, but yeah, kind of worried about water today. There's 2 sources. Hopefully one of them will find some water, but it's not guaranteed. A little windy today, but absolutely gorgeous. So different from yesterday. About water, I think, have been abated. Look at all this ice. This is our water source for this morning. Using a syringe and pouring into here. And both of our filters are really slow. Mine's like a drip, and Jamie's is a little bit better than that. So this just takes a long time. But gotta have the water.
Definitely had a little bit of anxiety this morning, waking up not knowing exactly what the water situation would be like. It's the way it goes when you come from an area of the country that has so much water that they don't know what to do with, and you're always surrounded by it. So when I come to an area where water is the scarce thing, definitely messes with my psyche, but it's out here, just like Dave said to the tourists that asked us where we got our water from at the beginning in Hanksville. It's out here. I'm walking across it right now. Oh wow, Dave, it looks like you found the
pool. The good pool.
At least 2 feet deep.
You go swimming in there. In Springs, this is our last water source for about 18 miles to Yulee Tanks. Capitol Reef, and just beyond the sign you can see the water pocket fold, which we'll be at shortly. Getting a little cozy tonight. So slow, but fortunately tonight, doing the work there. All right, we're up and rolling here on day number 4. Headed through the absolutely stunning Muley Twist Canyon. And it's really cool in here. Big alcoves, huge walls, like easy sandy bottom to walk on. And had a really nice night, warm, out of the wind. So today we have like 10 down to Muley Tanks, and we'll definitely kind of camel up there. So we only are carrying 2 liters right now, which is the lightest our Pasco felt. Yeah, we're doing Tyler Run. So, all right, we found the Muley Tanks here, taking a nice break, refilling water. We met Jake here. Jake's hiking the full Hayduke. So we'll be hiking with him hopefully the next couple days here through the Escalante. So +1 to our team of 2. Alright, so a quick video here. Jamie and Jake went to go check out the Brimhall Double Arch, and there is a move that I could not do with my surgically repaired shoulder right now. So hopefully in a few months it's something I'll be able to do, but it did require a lot of strength and putting all your weight through your shoulders that I couldn't do. So I went back down to the packs and found this nice pool of water here, and I'm just gonna soak my feet while I wait for them to come back. A good time.
Having a good time. Having a good time.
Alright, made it up to the pass. No idea what the name is, but National Park. What you guys think of that climb?
It's fucking awful. It was
Yeah.
very arduous.
It was fun. I loved it. And the view up here is amazing. here. Jamie is the expert sewer of the group, and my pack is a big rip in it. That
Using like a paracord method
Yeah.
here.
to repair all my stuff started coming out of the bottom of the pack. So I slid down this rock and it completely ripped it. Lunch on day number 5. So I'm gonna get some water, which is a very time-consuming process with our filters. But Jake's got a gravity filter, so he's gonna help us out a little bit. But yeah, we're only like a mile away from the Escalante, which will be our purgatory for the next like day and a half. Hopefully, it won't take longer than that. Alright, we made it down to the Escalante. Water is clear, but there really is a lot of water in here. The high water mark for the Escalante River that's above Jamie's head.
One of the harder, colder things I've encountered.
You need like a full-on wetsuit. Cutting off this big meander around that beautiful tower, and then back down the other side.
That right there is flood debris. That has to be at least 25 feet above the water level right now.
All right, we are looking at Stevens Arch, which means we have made it close to the end of the Escalante. How do you feel?
Good.
Feels good. Yeah.
Excellent.
All
It
right.
was one of the hardest days of hiking I've ever had, yet the most fun.
Would you do it again?
Maybe in 10 years.
Yeah.
Never again.
Wow, what a beautiful sight. All right, and we found the mouth of Coyote Gulch, leaving the Escalante, crossing it one last time. All right, so we're headed up Hurricane Wash here. With probably less than 2 miles to go until Hole in the Rock Road. So we're just about at the end here, and getting to the end of trips like this is always a bit bittersweet. Happy to have done it, sad that it's over, but I am looking forward to a nice large meal. Nice beer, cold beer, ice cold water. Last few days have been exceptionally difficult with Escalante River. My legs are thrashed from the brush, a bit sunburnt, and just generally fatigued. So yeah, it's been a lot of fun though. The scenery out here is amazingly beautiful. Being able to move through landscapes like this with what's on your back and a couple of friends has been really fun. It's been amazing. It's been a profound experience. So I don't want to ramble on too much here, but I always love coming out here and seeing what the desert has in store for us. So until next time. All right, and we found Hurricane Wash, end of segment 6.